All right. I'm recording.
All right, so we're ready to begin?
Yeah, let me just do this. I'm all set.
Cool. Okay, well, let me go ahead and kick this off because, you know, same thing happens at the events, you know, all the big time people want me to introduce them before they get started. So Doug asked me to introduce him before he gets started, so I will. Okay, Doug?
Yeah, I've got a big ego, so I need to be build up before I go on.
You didn't get, so I need a drum roll first, and then he didn't give me the sheet to read off of, so I'm going to just make this up.
Yeah, read straight from the sheet that I gave you beforehand. Put it down, you know, a little bit.
That's what happens when you give me a microphone. I think I'm funny sometimes. But
There you go.
yeah, so I appreciate you guys taking the time this afternoon to learn a little bit while you eat your lunch. Hopefully you're eating your lunch. Don't forget to eat. Sometimes that happens, I know. But you know, Doug and I thought it would be a good idea to set aside some time, you know, every couple of weeks and put some innovative technology in front of you guys that will hopefully allow you to kind of leverage your time through technology and teach you some new things. And last time we got together, we spoke about some video marketing techniques, and we talked about some software application for that. And today we're going to dive deeper into, I guess, the art of putting the videos together and what you should, you know, what you should think about in terms of, you know, your activities related to video and why it's so important. You know, as I mentioned the last time, Doug spends most of his time searching for innovative ways to apply technology, and is on the cusp of the things that are coming out. So that's why he's the perfect person to lead this. But I'll be here to kind of help facilitate and lend my expertise from you know, from a technology, automation, you know, an offline marketing standpoint as well. So, but as we go, if you have any questions, feel free to, you know, you can put them in the Q&A box, you can do them in the chat box, whatever's easier. And we'll go ahead and answer those questions. There's no dumb question. You know, sometimes we're not the smartest people, so we don't always have all the answers, right? But in any event, we can have a discussion and table it, and maybe come back online in the future with something that will address the questions that you guys have. Make sure that you share this out if possible. We are recording this. Dr. Dre says, Facebook Live, record on the phone or camcorder and upload to Facebook. Yeah, you'll have to tell me what that means. But we'll get into that in a little bit more. But I'm going to turn this over to Doug, and he's going to walk us through this presentation that he has. And like I said, chime in if you have any questions, and I'll be here, man, in the chat box.
All right, thanks, Jeff. We're going to get started. We've got a nice group of co-opies here, so that's great to see. Last time when we talked a little bit about video, but more on the sense of social video, you know, how to use video in your social media marketing. And today what we're going to do is get more into video itself, and, you know, how to make a video, you know, how to use video appropriately, you know, the different kinds of videos you can make. I'm going to talk about, you know, several things. So let me just jump in. Hopefully I won't have, which it looks like I am getting, issues with PowerPoint slides. I tried to keep it down to just 3 or 4 things in my Chrome instead of 30 or 40. So let's just see, why isn't that progressing?
So while we're waiting, if you guys could weigh in and just let us know, how many of you actually do video marketing? Go ahead and put it in the chat or the Q&A box.
Let us know what you're doing.
And what your questions and challenges are.
But give me a quick rundown of what I'm going to talk about. Why use video marketing? If anybody has questions, Jeff, just jump in. Benefits of using video marketing in your business. We'll talk about the top 10 ways to use video to market your company. different ways that you can capture videos and some best practices to keep in mind. And then what I'm especially excited about is video pages, and something I've been doing and using for a couple years now, as video is getting hot, more and more prevalent. Basically, how to use a video inside of a mini website, and just how powerful that is. And then talk about ways that I can help you guys in your video marketing.
Yeah, it looks like Michelle Hesak responded. She does videos. She likes doing videos. It seems like she's doing them more from like those videos that go out there and people just kind of hit the record button and they just start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Those Facebook Live videos. But trying to get more purposeful with those videos. So I think this will help you out a lot in terms of what to think about when you're doing these things, even if they are off the cuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the best way to do it. I mean, yeah, you could spend, hundreds or thousands even of dollars to get a highly produced video. But I mean, personally, I think short and sweet, and just yourself doing it with yourself on video, or just do what I do a lot of, is mainly just capturing video on your screen. For some reason, I'm having that same issue with the slides. Let me just try something, exit out of here to see if that helps. Oh, there we go. Everybody just shouldn't pause like I am. So, okay. Well, so yeah, I use video marketing. Here's a cool infographic I found that talks about the average time spent per day with online video. And as you can see, from 2011 to 2015, video has just become more and more prevalent. And as you can see in the yellow and the red, you can see just how huge mobile has gotten between tablets and smartphones. You can see the increase over the years. And so if you look on the far right, you can see the combination in 2015 of mobile devices. People spend an average of 39 minutes a day watching videos on mobile devices, smartphones 17 minutes, and tablets 22 minutes. So, I mean, I look at my kids, and we just got them new tablets. I don't know if your kids, have tablets, or if you look at videos during the day, Jeff, but, I'm going to put a lock on it so they can only watch so much of it, because they just love video. People in general love to watch video. Yeah,
no doubt about it. And it'd be interesting to know, I don't know if you have any graphics on what they're actually watching, but it does fill up the feeds, no doubt. And I see a lot of people, and I do this myself. I don't know what you guys are doing, but watching the videos without any sound on them as well, which is a whole different strategy, because usually you're doing it in places where if you had sound on, it'd be distracting. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how that plays into the whole strategy as far as like subtitling and whatnot, but
yeah, exactly. I mean, I tend to just look at a lot of videos scrolling through my feed, not click on them and not get the sound. I'll just check it out. Whatever it's a funny cat video or somebody, doing something with regards to business.
So we got a question here.
Yeah.
This may be a general question, and if anybody's watching, if you have the answer, obviously chime in too. But as far as like demographics and business owners, are business owners watching these videos? If there's a study out there that shows that, I don't know if we're going to go through that here, but I'm a business owner and I watch videos. Is that normal? I don't know. But if you look at, just going from my experience, if you take a look at the websites that are out there in general, you're going to see them loaded less with content, with words. and more with videos. What do you think, Doug?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a business owner, and I don't know if you get targeted videos, on your timeline. The sponsors,
Sure.
video ads are getting more and more popular. I mean, so I see a lot of videos, sponsored videos, that are targeting me as a business owner. And it might be, how to, use a certain software or a product launch or how-to video on internet marketing, something new that's coming out. I get hit with that all the time, and I think it's, and I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm guessing 50-50 because there's so many.
Yeah. So if you look at it, I guess a better question would be, do we see videos being used from a lead gen standpoint or more from a conversion standpoint? That might be the way to look at it.
Yeah.
You might be hit with the sponsored, infographics or just regular graphics in the ads, and then you click on it, and there's usually a video explaining what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just some other statistics to mention: 1/3 of all online activities spent watching video. YouTube reports mobile video consumption's risen 100% every year, which I think is huge. 92% of mobile video consumers are sharing videos with others. I don't know if, I'm the type of guy, if I see something interesting, I might, either there's different ways you can share Facebook stuff. I mean, a lot of times I share it on my timeline. I even message if it's something I don't, care to share with everybody. You have the ability to just message somebody with that video that you're seeing on Facebook. So sharing videos is getting more and more common, including video on a landing page. And this for me is huge, being an internet marketer. And this is kind of what I'm going to highlight a lot towards the end of the training is, landing pages and video sales pages. It totally takes your conversion rate, as it's saying here, by 80%, increase, because most people are just putting, I'll show you examples here, just putting the video on, in fact, let me just jump on talking about it, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what most people are doing. If you guys have seen this is just on my timeline. So I just did these test posts. I don't know if you guys know this or have done this, but if you just want to test your posts out, you can I do a lot to just myself. So if you look, find my homepage. You can see a couple different things I did. And you can, tell me what you think the difference. This is what most people do, is they include a video, on their post. They might say something about it and say, hey, take a look at my video, which is fine. Boom, you can play the video. But then what do most people do? Even if you say, hey, at the end of the video, make sure to go to my website. It's www or call me at this number. Most people don't, or they put, a separate link to a website or post their number. And you will get some, that will take action, but the best way to do it, I'll expand more on this, but since we're talking about conversions here on that slide, here's an example here, of a video sales page, where your video, and you can make this go, turn on automatically. But I mean, see the big difference in a regular video compared to, a video sales page. I mean, this really stands out. People, when the people click on the other, it's just taking them to their video. So the huge difference, you can see, you've got call to action, you've got graphics that can stand out, you can put your logo. Usually a video sales page is real short. You can even include comments. So this is kind of the big difference in just the standard conversions that you see with videos. I'll just start this back up. And something too that's big in videos is using videos on Google. you're going to get 50 times better chance of showing up on the first page of Google if you use a video as opposed to just a website. Because Google
which says a lot, right? I mean, if they're considering videos to be of the utmost importance, that's because that's what people are looking at. That's what they're wanting. I mean, they're studying behaviors all the time, and so if Google is making that a priority, then it must be how the human behavior is at that point in time. And I think it's spot on. I firmly believe these little snippet videos are taking the place of mainstream media the way it is, and we as marketers have to adapt to that. So, I mean, somebody put the question out earlier in terms of what the demographic profiles are. I think it's everybody. Everybody's got the TVs sitting in their living room. Well, TVs have converted to mobile phones and tablets and everything else that people watch. It's no longer, it's no longer that one device. So, and it's so much faster. Don't you agree? I mean,
definitely,
it's so much faster to get the content, to digest the content via video versus reading, a bunch of words that are very distracting. So.
Yeah, definitely, Jeff. And people, see a video on page one, the little video snippet. I should have taken a screenshot, but if you guys have noticed, if you're looking, say, for a shoe store in Naperville, and you go to Google, if you've ever seen on the left-hand side, an image, and you tend to click on those are video images, thumbnails they're called, that really stand out. And then, that's going to be huge as far as people seeing what you do. And a lot of people don't know too that Google bought YouTube, so that's why they're taking several reasons why, but that's one of several reasons why, they're making video a huge priority. So, some other reasons, why marketing with video should be a priority for your business. Just throw out some more statistics. I mentioned the 50 times easier to achieve page one rankings. 100 million internet users watch videos online. Your blog posts, you incorporate video, attract 3 times as many inbound links as blog posts without video. Meaning, people are going to click on it. And you're going to get that SEO juice. So that's huge. And then YouTube users spend more than 6 billion hours watching videos each month, which is incredible to think of. And then the average user spends 88% more time on a website with video. And that does 2 things. That keeps people's attention and seeing what you do, seeing your product or service, number one. But from a Google standpoint, Google likes people staying on your website, and they take priority and preference. So if you've got someone that comes to your site for 30 seconds or a minute, as opposed to several minutes, Google's going to like that, and they're going to use that as one of their ranking factors.
Yeah,
when they rank your site.
So one more thing. So when you talk about 6 billion hours watching YouTube, now some would say, the kids are out there and they're watching, the gamers and learning a bunch of stuff that they do as kids. But, if you really thumb through, I use YouTube all the time. I don't know about you guys, but I use it all the time. Anytime I have a question related to business or anything else, I type it into YouTube, and it gives me a how-to video. And I think one of the most effective ways, especially if you're a service-based company, to educate and inform people, is to provide exactly what they're looking for. And just know that most of the time people are not the do-it-yourselfers, especially when it comes to something that they're inexperienced with. And so the fastest way to trust is to give them exactly what they're looking for and help them. And if they want to do it themselves, excellent, but most of the time that doesn't happen. YouTube is loaded with how-to videos, as everybody knows, right? So, I just put a question out to everyone. If you were going to produce a video for your company, what would it be on? And feel free to share it in the chat box. But everybody's got that video built inside of them, and we're not talking like it doesn't cost anything to build this video. It just takes a little bit of time. So what are some of the ideas that you guys have as we go along? If you have any more questions, obviously let us know. Andreas, aka Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, I like that.
You're not going to live that one down. That's awesome. He's saying, when you're talking about landing pages, are you referring to capture pages? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, any kind of page, capture page. You can call it, 5 different,
pages, capture
page, video page. I've heard it, video sales page. These are all terms that are used. So,
there you go, Kate. Good. There you go. How can massage help your pain management? Would be a great video. How many people are nervous about someone touching their body? Like, for those that haven't experienced massage before, I'm telling you, before I started getting massages, I didn't want anybody touching me, but it's awesome. And so if you did a video and if people were okay with it, you just showed them how it works, they're going to come to you because you made them feel comfortable. And it's really simple to do. So, use video to lower your barriers to entry with the different clients that you have, and it'll open up. The key thing is it's going to work while you're not even awake, right? It's just going to work for you as long as it's out there and it's available, which is a whole nother story. It'll work for you without you even being there. So anyway, keep the ideas coming. Yeah, video. What the heck is Reiki and why does it work? I agree. That would be an awesome video.
There you go.
That would be an awesome video for you to have, because that is a question that many people have. So if you did a video, demonstrated the video, and again had it on a capture page or a landing page, and going through that example, and I don't know if we're going to touch on this at all, but the conversion from that point. It doesn't always have to be buying something. It can be just capturing information as well, which I don't know if we're going to get there today, but great ideas.
Yeah, it could be buying, number one, see the video and buy, using a video page, sales page, or it can be, like Felicity did on, I think I showed you the example of her page. She took people to an Eventbrite to sign up for her best vendor show ever, her event she had a couple months ago in Naperville. So, that's just a great way, because, again, most people are just putting the video out, and you hope people take action, but you could send people wherever you want.
So here's another question. I don't understand how to set up capture pages and what to do with all that stuff. So we should do an exercise right now, and I know, Doug, you're going to talk about this in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But if you typed in Google how to set up a capture page, I guarantee you can learn how to do that right now. Which proves the point of why we're sitting here right now. How to build a landing page that gets you clients. That's there's a million how-to videos out there, and there's a reason why. Because as soon as you watch that, you're going to try to do it, and you're probably not going to want to do it yourself, and you're going to click on that link that they gave you. You're going to subscribe to that system to make it real easy on you. And but think about how that process works as you go. Do it consciously, and then you'll get the incentive to spend the time on your own video, because you're going to get clients the same way. So anyway, keep them coming. I want to hear some more ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll give you an example. Just this weekend or a few days ago, I'm not, as I've told you, Jeff, I'm not a big coder. I can manipulate code. I can do some stuff with it. And I wanted to learn more about HTML. And so I spent, at least 2 or 3 hours, just going through YouTube and finding the best videos. And the ones that are the best have, the most views. So if you're very helpful and do a good job of explaining something, you're going to get a lot of views. And then if you can, do a little SEO and, get more views and optimize it, then as Jeff said, it works for you 24/7. People can find it. If it's helpful, it's got a lot of views, you've got some keywords in there, it's going to show up, on the first page of videos when you're looking for a particular how-to video or whatever video that you're trying to find. So, I learned all kinds of things on HTML, so yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah, and as far as like a webinar on how to set up a landing page or a capture page or whatever, I think that would be a great topic, going forward. So we should probably put that one on the chalkboard.
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Yep, landing page creation webinar. Yeah, I mean, this include that with list building. I think I eventually was going to do a funnel, funnel management, funnel creation, or list building webinar. So that's going to be included in that. Is a high priority. Is power of a landing page, how to make a landing page. That sort of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Here's if you got more questions, just jump back in, Jeff. But just to kind of keep going here, some of the benefits, a lot of them I've mentioned, but some other things you can do. It helps helps build stronger partnerships. Other businesses love to connect with people with similar interests. So if you've got a video and you want to partner with somebody, that's a great way to showcase your business and, maybe do a joint venture, JV, I call it, with someone in a similar business, to what you're doing. Brand awareness, video is a great way to boost your brand, and then it's cutting edge. People like the new stuff, like to see, what's new and exciting out there. And if you can, use especially a video sales page or a video on a landing page, I mean, yeah, some people are doing it, but most people aren't, especially in business. So think about it. If you're doing it when, I'd say 70 to 80% of your competitors are not doing it, how much more business are you going to receive, by using a video, and using a video, number one, that's helpful. Number two, using a video on a sales page or landing page to collect leads, or to have people buy from you, or to, have people sign up for a webinar, which I've used the pages to do that. I did that with this one here earlier this morning. If you saw my page, that's another example of, a webinar sign up page, a video page, instead of the usual, the one that you were taken to sign up for this webinar. I made a separate page, and I explained the agenda, what we're going to talk about, and then right below the video, I had a button that took people to that sign up page. So that's just another way. It could be a benefit, or a button that takes people to a webinar. Could be a workshop. Could be an event. So it's very powerful. Again, problem with the slides moving. Basically, we're going to talk next about, and I think Jeff, you touched on it, the different ways of using videos and types of videos you can make. Anybody wants to talk about, I think Michelle mentioned, something for Reiki, maybe get some more people saying, what kind of videos do you want to talk about? And we can talk about examples and how to make them.
Yeah, I was just, I just put it out there to everybody. And Michelle, I think, if you had the ability to kind of take people into a Reiki session, to kind of lower the barriers to entry, I would do that. And also another video that would maybe show, just like talk about what the benefits would be of going through a Reiki session using real life examples, or maybe even testimonies. But I think welcoming people into
lose Jeff. You still there? Can everybody else hear me? Or did I just go away? Check the chat, see if everyone else can hear me. Oh, okay. Thanks, Michelle. So apparently I am still here. Jeff will hopefully get back here in a second, but let me go through some of the different ways. And of course, I can't get back to slide number one. But here's here's slide number 2. I'm talking about the different ways of using videos, demonstrating your product. So you can see here, this lady's, talking about, I think either the bread or, looks like Jeff lost his internet, he said, talking about the bread or these toasters maybe. What a great way to, instead of just, pictures and images, have a video talking about, the bread or the toasters, how great the bread is, how great the toasters make bread, toast bread and whatnot. I can get the slides to go. Maybe if I don't have them on the full screen, we'll see if that helps. Let me know if you guys can see this still. I'm just going to try this. Number 1, give an elevator speech. So you can see my buddies. I just saw the latest Star Wars movie. I don't know if you guys saw it. I personally thought it was better than the previous one, more exciting. But here's a shot of 2 Star Wars characters in an elevator. So, video is a great way to give that elevator speech, talk about what you do, talk about your product and service. And you could do a short, say 2-minute video about a new product or service, and put that out on Facebook. It's a great way to do that. As I mentioned, demonstrating your products, social proof, and this kind of goes along with what we did on the last webinar, last training session, is using social and social video. A great way to do that is have a video, post it out, and then ask people's opinions, ask people to like your videos. This is just a great way to do that with video. It sounds like you're back, Jeff. I can hear.
Yeah, I apologize. My internet.
I thought I heard you back, so I want to make sure. And I'm having some more issue. I'm trying this without full. Can you see that okay, Jeff?
Yes.
Not too small?
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm trying this maybe to.
There's a hand up.
Oh, okay.
There's a hand up in the participants window. I don't know what that means. Does that mean somebody has a question?
Yeah.
If you have a question, feel free to type it in the chat box. If you already typed one before, when I went offline, unfortunately, it went off the chat. But
yeah,
somebody raised their hand. So if you have a question, let us know.
Yeah, that's going to be the best if you just want to put it in the Q&A.
Oh, using.
What's that?
Any preferences between using Vimeo and YouTube? I would use YouTube.
Yeah, I personally would say YouTube because you could do so much more with YouTube. If you want to, the big thing with Vimeo and some of the other services is privacy, what you can't do with YouTube. On YouTube's all about, if you want to get something out there, you want to do it on YouTube because, as I mentioned, you can put keywords in several places in the description, in different areas, in the titles and whatnot. And you're going to get your video seen a lot more. And you can rank a video, using, YouTube video, which you can't easily do, you've got to go through several hurdles, to do it with a Vimeo video. So that's why, I say video or YouTube over Vimeo. So some other ways we talked about, if you guys jump in with your suggestions on how you would make a video for your product or service. But sell your product or service, we've kind of mentioned. Here's a great one here: share your tips and advice. Here's an example of me, or what I could do with, I'm doing the top 10 ways to make a video. So in this case, I could take these 10 slides and make a 2-minute video, 3-minute video, excuse me, and then put that up on YouTube, and then put it on a video page. Again, that's the key, to really making what you're doing convert. So just do some tips and advice, which is great. answer FAQs. I think Jeff mentioned that, maybe doing an FAQ, say, for example, after this webinar, say maybe tomorrow or the next day. That's a great way that, we could take a bunch of questions that did not get answered on this webinar, and we can make, say, a short 10-minute video, say, talking about the different questions, and Jeff and I go back and forth and answer them, so we can make a separate video. We could go live, we could, say, jump on Facebook Live and do that, or we could just make a separate video, which Facebook Live has its advantages, but, making that video and then putting that inside, see that FAQ video, putting inside a separate landing page or video sales page, and then having a button that says, takes them to whatever site, that's a lot more powerful. It's a great way to convert. So some other ways that you can use a video is introducing your team. This is just a snapshot you could have up, and then you mentioned, all these people here from left to right, or maybe you're walking around with your cell phone, with your smartphone rather, and you're walking around your office, and you're saying, hey, you pop into people's offices, hey, I just want to introduce you, know your name and what you do. That's a great way to get people, interested in your team and get more involved in your business. Here's my buddy. If you recognize him, Jeff, on the left there.
Yeah, that's Mark.
Yeah, that's Mark Zuckerberg.
And that's Doug right there with his hand up in the air.
Yeah, I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Zuckerberg, can you answer my question, please?
You notice he's paying attention to you. So
yeah, he's looking right at me. But yeah, here's a shot of Mark. I'm guessing this was Facebook Live, walking around Facebook, doing a tour of his warehouse, I think is what he's doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great way, sort of like I mentioned, walking around your office, showing off your employees. You could walk around your factory or wherever you're at, and let people know more about what you do in your business.
Yeah, I think these are good for kind of like rolling out new products and stuff, and just positioning type activities, which goes along with the whole Facebook Live concept. But from a conversion standpoint, there's probably no reason to do a tour of your business if you're trying to convert people. But that's just, and I highly recommend that people really focus on conversion into something when you're doing any type of marketing, especially small business, because you don't have the time. To somebody's point earlier, how does a business owner have time to go through all these videos? And they really don't, for the most part. So kind of structure your videos in the same fashion that that you would appreciate that, and always think about conversion. And it doesn't always have to be a large dollar amount or even a dollar amount in general. There's always something that people can take an action and become a committed client to you. And that's what we need, right? We need to push people through the funnel. So if anybody has any questions around that as we're going, if you need any ideas around your company specifically, type them in the chat box and we'll go through those as well.
Yeah, and there's a good example of, say a tour of your business. Maybe you do a tour of your business, but then, as Jeff said, that conversion part, maybe you come to a table and I'm just thinking off the top of my head, Locomo Joe, for instance, he's giving a tour of his how he makes the coffee and all the machines. And at the end, he goes to a table to, show off his coffee. And then he talks about, we've got a special for this particular coffee is, whatever it is, so you always want to think about that conversion and whatever you're doing, and,
right.
And it's short. That's very important. Keep it short from, 30 seconds to, 3-4 minutes maybe. But if you're going to be 10, 15, you're not going to get people are going to stop after, a few minutes really. So keep it short and sweet. Mentioned several times, a call to action if you can at the beginning, middle, and end. So people get interested in, and if you say, hang on till the end, I'm going to talk about a special deal, and you do that, people are going to watch to the very end of the video. So two more ways that you can use video entertainment. Here's a shot of whatever commercial for Old Spice. Those are always funny. So if you can be goofy in a video, funny sells. Nobody wants a boring video. If you can have fun, we're having fun on these webinars. That's what it's all about. Have fun on Facebook Live. Jeff and I, we have fun on Huzza and Facebook Live. When we're doing that, and he has fun on his shows every day. That's what it's all about. If you have fun,
show your personality. Show your personality. Yeah. That's what people buy. They buy you. And it's not always. Unfortunately, corporate kind of drowns that out of us and turns us into different people when we're portraying ourselves in a business environment. And real is the new thing. Being real is the new thing. Raw and real. And so. And don't let that get in front. Don't let that professionalism get in front of you taking this step either, because it's not required. It's just not required. Does it help? Yeah, but it's not required.
Yeah, exactly. Even the professional videos like you see here, they're having fun. So that's the key. And then lastly, reporting the news. Here's a good example of, say somebody in the co-op has, a certain vitamin or certain, particular nutrient that's in the news. They could come on and talk about, hey, have you heard about this or that, new vitamin or nutrient that's part of our XYZ, formula or whatever. And you can talk about the benefits of that. You can say it was mentioned on CNN. It was mentioned on, whatever news program. So if you can incorporate something that's hot, something new into your product and then into your video, that's a great idea. So some of the ways to capture video, we're talking about, what are ways that you can make great videos or examples, I should say, of great videos. But here's some things that I'm using. Something I use pretty much every day is Jing. And I'll show you a couple of these here live in a second. Excuse me, but Jing is free. I use it for a couple things. To take screenshots, and actually it's right up. You can see that. Let me know, Jeff. Hopefully this doesn't mess things up, but you see me using it here. It's up on the screen all the time, usually up on my upper left or right, and you can basically, I won't do it, let me cancel it out. Basically take a screenshot of something, or you could take up to a 5-minute video. A great way, free way, is just use Jing. Again, up to 5 minutes, it's free, and do a short video, about your product or service using Jing. Screencast-O-Matic, I use that a lot too. That's only $15 a year, which is very cheap. And I use that because I do a lot with recording videos. If I want to record a webinar, a lot of times people, luckily I'm pretty sure you see the button. Yes, I do. We're recording, but sometimes people don't. So I'll record a webinar with that, or you can use it to do longer videos. I think you can get Screencast-O-Matic, the free version, to, I believe, 15 minutes. If you want to do a longer video, if you're doing, say, a tutorial video on something, I wouldn't use it for quick promotional videos, but you can edit with Screencast-O-Matic, too. I'll show you. I think I've got that up. Here's see, I use it quite a bit. There's just one page of videos, and then you can host up to, I think, 10 minutes on their server. You can pay extra, for longer videos, but I usually just use it to make a video, and you could you could show yourself, and a combination of showing yourself, your face, and the screen, so you can be talking about your, certain things on the screen, and then showing yourself, make it more personal, and then just download the video onto their server, and then download it onto, when you're done, onto your hard drive, and then upload that to YouTube. And so this is a great way to do that easily. And again, nothing fancy. I mean, I stay away from Camtasia. That's the big boy, the big expensive thing. Large learning curve. I mean, these are two tools you can literally, especially Jing, just start using right away. Within a minute or two of finding it and downloading it. And I'll maybe include on another Facebook post, some of these tools, so you guys can just click on them and then start using them. But these are a couple tools that I use a lot in my business. PowerPoint is good. I'm using PowerPoint now. I personally haven't done a lot with videos, but if you look into especially the newer PowerPoint, for Windows 10, they've got all kinds of advances to that. I mean, you could put together, say 10, 20 images, basically images and some text, and then basically what you're doing is just going, slide by slide. They say about one minute, one, say, text line, you're talking about something, so one minute per slide, and you go through 10, 20 slides with images, and there's a way you can actually record in PowerPoint, which is fairly new, and then you can have yourself a quick and easy to make video with PowerPoint. So those are three ways there. Your smartphone's always a great tool. I bought it mainly when I was going to do more. I didn't get into it as much. Like when Meerkat and Periscope came out, I bought a stand, and there's all kinds of stands out there, and maybe I'll shoot a video, just how to use these stands you can get instead of just holding your video with your hand or propping it up on something. You can get a nice stand. You could basically put your phone inside of that, and then it stays. It doesn't move. You can have a handle on it, walk around instead of walking around with your hand. You can have a more steady video, using that. So smartphone nowadays, I went up to the S7 in the Android Samsung. So even before that, like 4, 5, 6, their video, the picture wasn't so good, taking pictures, but the video is spot on. So most smartphones are great to make videos with, and then just again upload to YouTube and put them on a page. And then something fairly new that I discovered in a mastermind a few months ago is something called Adobe Spark, and this is free. You guys need to write this down because this is huge. I've played around with it a little bit. I won't demo it. I might do a separate video showing it off, but it's a free app. They originally came out with it for the iPhone, I believe, and then they recently have it for, I believe, Android 2 and most recently for desktop. And it's a great free tool. They may have some additional paid versions of it, but Adobe Spark is great. So just some tools that I use that I wanted to share with everybody. Any questions, Jeff, about anything?
No, I just put a post out there asking if anybody has any questions. Here we go.
Okay.
Anything you need to know regarding setting up a YouTube channel? How do you recommend sharing your videos from your YouTube channels?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. If you can create and maybe again, a separate webinar or at least a separate video, which I can do on setting up a YouTube channel, but that's a great way to send, instead of, you can send people to a video page for conversion, but you can also send people, once you've got it set up, to your video channel. And the key is whether you're posting it or emailing people, is ask people to sign up, to your channel. And what makes that powerful is because I get at least 2 or 3 every day, several times a day from some marketers that I follow, is I get, whenever someone makes a new video, this is huge, I get an email. So, I mean, just think about that. If you put out a new video every day or every couple days, as soon as you have it uploaded, everybody who has subscribed to your channel will get a message saying, hey, so-and-so's just put out a new video, check it out, or whatever, YouTube sends out to people. So that, that's a great question. And that's, a great way to use your channel effectively and talk about, conversions. Yeah, send people there to see your videos, but make sure you have them subscribe to your channel. So, some video best practices, don't let perfection get in the way of progress, so it doesn't have to be fancy, you don't have to spend hundreds of thousands or thousands on fancy equipment, just use a good camera, or, like as I mentioned, just use a decent smartphone is gonna make a great video. Make sure your sound is good, and make videos frequently. Don't the more you put, don't just make one video a month or two. Ideally, make a video a couple times a week. And as I mentioned, if you do that and people are subscribing, people are going to see your new video. So that's a great way to keep people interested in what you're doing during the week and during the month. And then you can also post the videos on YouTube and then embed the video on your site. So ideally, if you're doing that, have that go with a video landing page. So it's going to convert better, to have a landing page on your site than just the video. So talking about video pages, and I'm going to show you. I think we showed some examples, but some of these I've already mentioned. But it really makes your videos stand out from your competitors. As I mentioned, most of your competitors are not using video pages. They're just, as I showed you, are just putting their videos on Facebook, maybe sending their videos out. They might, most people, if they are making videos, are not putting the videos on their own websites. So number one, that's going to get you seen and heard a lot more. But number two, it's going to help your rankings if you can get those videos out and have them on your website. Include text and images, on the page, as I showed you. I'll go back here after I read these here, but include, text and images. Those help make your video stand out. A buy button. You can either have a buy button. You can have a button, as I mentioned, taking people wherever you want, to an Eventbrite page, to a webinar sign-up page, as I showed you, or as I mentioned. And the most important thing is it really increases your conversions. I think was one of the stats, 80 or 88% conversion rate if you're using a video on a page as opposed to not. So what to do next, I'm going to show you. Let me go back and show you, because what I'm going to do for you guys here is I'm going to give you guys a special deal. I had planned on, and I mentioned this to Jeff, I planned on just showing you some software that you could use yourself, but I thought I would decrease the learning curve for you guys and basically do what I normally do for software, is I would just do as a service. And so what I'm going to do is help you create a video page, help coach you on how to create that short video, how to put it up onto the page. I'm going to take care of all that for you, help you come up with some of the good text and call to actions on your page, and then ongoing maintenance and support. So I'll go back to that. Excuse me. Go back to that page I show you, a couple of them. You can see what I mean. So in this case, this is highlighting the service. So what I did is I made a video inside of, so here's the page, the video talking about the page that's inside the page. So the video highlights the service, and then put a timer on there. So what I'll do is again, instead of just getting you software, you have to learn how to do all this. I'm going to come up with a nice headline. We are, write some text, some call to action, similar to what you see here. Put a timer. Come up with usually, within three days, 3 days, a week or two at the most. Whatever offer you want. Help you, coach you, and making that video. And then coming up with a good good button here. And then we decide, what do? We take them to a PayPal page. We take them, if you're doing an event, take them to your Eventbrite page to have people sign up for your workshop, or could be signing up for a webinar. As you can see, I've got a comment, all sorts of ways that help. You can put a comment section, and this just kind of helps, get your product and services out here. Is having something like this. So I will do all of this for you. What I normally do is charge like $197 to $297 plus or minus, as a service, and then usually 50 to 100 plus a month, depending on changes and whatnot. This will be just for 5 people, because this stuff takes a lot of time. I want to give as much value to the co-op as possible. I'm going to do for 5 people, and this, as you can see, is going to be available through Sunday at midnight. So I'll ring in the new year with a great service, and I'm going to just charge you, find the slide, the same price that I would normally charge just to sell some software. So just $77 setup fee, and then $19 a month. Again, this is what I would typically do for software, but you're not going to have to read a manual or go through training videos to learn how to set up and use the software. I'm going to do this all for you, but just limited to 5 people, because it does take time, and have this through Sunday at midnight. And so you can make up to 1 switch out, a few minor changes. We can talk if you need more things done. So this, monthly price might increase depending on how much work there is. But as you can see, I charge a lot more. And so, yeah, I'm, going to help you guys start off the new year with the service that's really going to help you stand out from, as I mentioned, stand out from your competitors. It's going to do a lot to get the word out about what you do. And so that's what I'm going to do as an offer. So any questions about that or anything that we've discussed so far? Jeff, you still there? Oh.
Nope, don't see any questions, Doug.
Oh, okay.
So, it's about 1:02. And
yeah.
So how do people, if they do have questions, where do they go?
Yeah, any questions, you can just send me an email, friend me if we're not friends already, and PM me, but Doug at CU on Top Consulting, the letter C, the letter U, on topconsulting.com is my email. It's the best way to reach me, or PM me. Yeah, I'll put this out. Excuse me, I'm going to make a recording of this and then have this on a webinar page. Another example of a video page is have our 1 hour or so recording of the webinar training on the page, and then have a button that will take you to that special offer. Again, for just 5 people in the co-op through Sunday. And yeah, love to see some people take advantage of that.
Sounds excellent. Really appreciate you taking the time today. We're going to do one again in a couple of weeks. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks again. I might change this, but kind of going along the same lines as we've done social video, we've done video. I thought we would, because Facebook, through both the trainings, both webinars, we always mention Facebook. So I thought I'd do a specific Facebook training. And, there's we could do probably 5 to 10, training just on Facebook, and all the different ways that Facebook can help your business. But it'll be Facebook related.
Excellent.
how you can
Yes.
use Facebook marketing.
So make sure you mark your calendars. It's going to be at noon again in a couple of weeks. We'll have another invite out there. But if you can, inside the event, leave a comment on what you liked. If you have any specific things that you'd like us to go over, in the future, let us know. And please make sure when the replay goes out to share out the link to the replay. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, we'll get this out, replay ASAP, hopefully still today. And then we'll see everybody in 2 weeks, on next 2 weeks. I don't have the date, but on a Wednesday always at noon every 2 weeks. So we'll see everybody then. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.